Diary, hello, it's the end of November 2024. I'm still on my search to find the best economically priced SIM-based router. And from Amazon today, we're looking at the ZTE MF286D. That's the ZTE MF286D. Now this is a category 12 4G SIM-based router. So I think the theoretical maximum would be 600 megabits per second. Should your carrier be sending you 4G at that speed, which clearly is never going to be the case. But let's see what we get in the box. The reason why I'm looking at this guy is because this is a refurbished modem, and I believe it's one of the modems that the 3 networking company used to supply as standard issue. So it's a branded modem. So we've got a piece of paper here saying we've teamed up with Sims for Home to offer eternal customers discounted SIM cards. Okay, so they actually included a SIM card that I guess I could use, and there's a website to visit with a QR code. So that would be, it's a nice touch, because the other modems I've looked at just came with the product, didn't come with any SIMs. This has actually got a SIM card here, and I guess you can go online and enroll. We've got a pretty small power adapter, that's good. We've got the product itself. Oh, we've got the aerials. I'm hoping the aerials are optional. Let's just check that out. So there's covers on the aerials, so it's possible that the aerials are optional. We've got a 4-port Ethernet hub. We've got 2 RJ11 connectors. Again, I think this is harking to the fact that this was sold by the 3 networking company. And in that case, you'd be able to get perhaps a telephone through them as well. But in a regular case, that's never going to be true. So these are going to be wasted for us. There's also a USB port. And, oh, what's that there? Oh, an on-off switch. Oh, how marvellous is that? So, yes, let's give it a good old go. We've got some LEDs in the front, signal strength indicator. Next test is to put a SIM in and see how fast it's going to go. That, as in previous videos, I've been trying to find a sensibly priced SIM-based router for people in our village in England who need an internet connection. I do work as part of a charity, and so I've got a number of SIMs that I can put into these routers, and we can provide a turnkey solution for our neighbours. Now, the situation would be that I've looked at various different routers, but none are coming up to scratch, and that includes the ZTE MF286D category 12 SIM-based router. Now, this is available on Amazon for about, at the time of writing, £65. It's a renewed unit, and I had high hopes of this unit. And in fact, this is a classic case of a unit that should perform well, but just doesn't. So we'll look at that in a little bit more detail. And on the plus side, the unit looks great. It seems to be doing all the right sort of things. The web interface for administration is good, but, drum roll, the performance is just between mediocre and, I wouldn't say it's rubbish, but it's between lower mediocre and mediocre. So as I'm sitting here, I can show you that the old girl is connected in the following way. So you'll see that we've got, I mean, from a technical point of view, it does things very well, displays things very well. So you can see the LT frequency band, it's literally just disappeared. It was carrier aggregating. So a second ago we had there we're back again, for 15 megahertz band of B1, and we've got a 20 megahertz B7 band. And normally, throughout today's testing and yesterday's testing, I've been normally getting carrier aggregation of 3 bands. So to explain further, a category 12 modem can have extra features like multiple MIMO, multiple input, multiple output, and also carrier aggregation. So what that means is with the 4G standard, it can simultaneously attach to more than one signal from the mast, and it can add those signals together. So what we're seeing here is we've got this B1 band and a B7 band. So it's got the 15 megahertz and the 20 megahertz, and it's taking both of those together and aggregating that for better bandwidth. And then there's the MIMO situation, which allows it to have multiple connections at the same time. So all of that ought to result in a pretty good performance. But in my testing, where the other routers are, well, MikroTik reference router is capable of at least 60 to 70 megabits per second without breaking a sweat. The cheapo modem that I bought for £40 is capable of about 35 to 40 megabits per second, and that is not able to do any of this carrier aggregation. Whereas this guy, with all of its fancy facilities, just comes out slower. So it's rather sad. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to poodle through the menu system, so you can see of all the goodness that it does have. Now there is one other option you could do if you want to get super techie. You could erase the firmware of this system and install something like OpenWRT, and I think I'm trying to. I thought I had that up, but I don't know what it is. But if you go to Wikipedia, you can look at the OpenWRT, which is quite a famous open source firmware, which can be applied to a number of routers, and people have said that you could possibly apply it to this router. But I don't want to go through that massive amount of hassle. I want a turnkey solution. I want something that I just buy, I put the SIM in, and I give that away, and it works, and I can support it as a standard bit of equipment, not something I've modded the firmware, and I've done this and I've done that, and I've squeezed a bit more performance out of it. I want it to work out of the box. So we can see that there's all sorts of settings that you've got here. I'm just trying to show you some of those settings. Let's go back into advanced settings, and I think there's the other tab here. So you can see you've got dynamic DNS, you've got pins in case your SIM's got a pin, you've got time protocol settings here, you've got the Samba. It's got a USB socket at the back of it, which I've not tested, but I assume that's to enable. Let's just click on enable here. Apply. What does that mean? Okay, well, it didn't show you very much. There's a USB socket on the back, and I assume that you can plug in a key to give it to make it the world's slowest NAS. I just don't ever think it's a good idea to use your router as a NAS, because the CPU on these things is pathetic. The external aerial for a change did work. Again, the documentation is superb. It's showing me exactly what bands are supported by which aerial and the frequency ranges. Again, all of this should result if things were just in a super performing router, but it just doesn't. I just clicked on that, nothing's happening. Go on, don't show me up here. There we go. Let's come back twice now. So as you can see, I mean, these things are powered by very meagerly powered CPUs. So there's other things like DNS settings. As you can see, the speed of operation of this guy is pretty slow. So that's it really. It's a SIM-based router. It's supposed to be category 12. It has a USB slot. It's got these other facilities that look pretty advanced. But at the end of the day, this refurbished unit, which was used by 3, the networking company in the UK, just doesn't perform very well. So for its £65, I just cannot recommend it. So yes, don't buy this router, but now at least you know why.